Good morning. This is Amy Lynn Bliss with Pathways to Bliss here. And I wanted to come on and talk to you, actually read to you something I wrote years ago after or during many trials. And I wanted to bring you some encouragement today as our city goes on lockdown and there's so much uncertainty. I'm fighting illness. My kids are fighting illness. I have my morning tonic helping me combat that. I have my tea over here. So I just want to spend just some time with you and read you this and maybe give you some tools for your toolbox as you go through this time. I called it, When Tragedy Strikes, Reach for Truth. Reach for Scripture. When tragedy strikes, how often do we hear someone say something like, God never gives you more than you can handle? Seriously? Have the people repeating this ever experienced real loss or pain? Or are they merely reaching for something to say? I grew up listening to sayings like these, which do not hold up in a real crisis, like the one we're in right now. This is so important to understand. When trials come our way and we are in the valley of darkness, we are often told these lies to somehow comfort us. I now respond saying, I don't believe that. That saying is not even biblical. Actually, we are often in over our heads and given more than we can handle on our own. Much more. Like right now, right? Many of us are facing illness, like my family and I. Many of us are facing job fears of losing them, like my family and I. Part of my family have already lost their jobs. Some things are coming and it's against our control. We have no control over this. So saying things like these, like God will never give you more than you can handle, that could send someone over the edge. Let's keep reading. We must rephrase what we say to speak truth. God never gives us more than He, God Himself, can handle through us. We must trust all our life to God and believe in Him. Then back up what we are saying with verses directly from the Bible, which is truth. If you're a Christian, this is our truth. If you are not a Christian, you're in this time, you're searching for truth. I know you are. I've been through enough valleys, enough crisis, enough tragedy to know that you're searching right now and you're hoping and you're praying that there is a God right now. In Ephesians 6:10 through 20, Paul talks about the devil's attacks on our lives, then urges us to protect ourselves with all of God's armor. A huge part of protecting ourselves is to know Scripture. Be able to reach for it. Have a toolbox with it. Have scriptures that you can just go to. Have them pasted on your walls right now. Go write them on your mirrors. Have them ingrained in your heart. Repeat. At the very least, have verses like, I have compiled for you, and I will name them and I'll list them above this, where I can easily get to them in times of trouble, which we're in. It is my own spiritual toolbox, and I'm gonna post these for you to have them for you. like our dads or our husbands or partners or whoever, they have toolboxes, right? And all the tools go in that toolbox. I have these things for coping. I have my own toolbox that I go to for times like this, when I don't understand what's happening, when I have grown children that I need to mentor through this time as well. I have a family to lead, and I have to lead myself during a time of full uncertainty, illness, and financial stress, right? One of the verses that I have here is, I have told you all this so that you may have peace in me. Here on earth, you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart, because I have overcome the world. John 16:33. With man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. Matthew 19:26. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. When you are down to nothing, God is up to something. Proverbs 16:9. And we know that in all things, God works together for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Romans 8:28. The next one is my life verse, and I sometimes I wish it weren't, but this is what God has spoke to me over the last 14 years, time after time after time. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. That one is Joshua 1:9. You'll find verses like that throughout the Bible. Our trials are not more than God can handle through us, if we allow him to. Looking back at the last 14 years of my life, it is only by the grace of God, as well as amazing people and support, that I'm still standing at all. God has sent me the most wonderful people to surround me, that I get the honor and privilege to call my friends. As many times as life circumstances have continued to fully beat me down back to my knees or flat on my face, like I was 2 Fridays ago, fighting in a spiritual warfare with God, and I know the spiritual enemies, for the life of my granddaughter. When it has fully beat me down back to my knees, flat on my face, God has met me there. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand. Isaiah 41:10. God ultimately allows these trials, because if he didn't, it wouldn't be happening right now, right? If he said stop, it would have to stop. I believe that. I know that to be true. So in these moments, I think of what else is going on, right? What is God up to? I can't help but part of me be excited, because Such drastic measures have to mean something drastic is coming. For my life, for my children's life, I can't sit here be afraid. Maybe God has the next level ready for me and I had to move, okay? I don't know what's happening. I don't know why just yet. We won't know for a while. So God ultimately allows these trials, and they are often more than we can bear alone. It is in these moments when we have nothing, loss of a job again, or in a financial tailspin, maybe a holiday like Christmas is weeks away. How about graduation is weeks away? Prom is canceled. My daughter's a senior. I wrote this before Christmas. Maybe a holiday like Christmas is a week away, but we are worried about merely surviving, okay? Our health. Are we going to be okay? We are worried about merely surviving right now, much less a job loss, much less what's coming, right? Where is the next meal or tank of gas coming from? Where is it coming from, Lord? I end up asking God a lot of questions in these moments. And this was, when I wrote this, I was coming from a desperate heart. And many of you are there. You are in your bed. You can't move. You can't keep going. You are struggling, trying to find hope right now. You are watching too much news, right? So maybe a holiday like Christmas is weeks away. Maybe graduation is weeks away. We'll change it. Where is the next meal or tank of gas coming from, Lord? Where will we live if we cannot make rent or pay all the bills? What happens when we have nothing left to give? No more strength to keep going. How about when sadness engulfs us because we have just learned a dear friend has died and another is in ICU fighting for her life? Granddaughter fighting for her life. I had friend, this was me back then. I had one die and one was fighting for her life. We are on our kitchen floors bawling, praying and screaming to God. Somebody's dog wants to join in. That is when and where we feel the mighty hand of God. The mighty power of God. It's in that moment, right? My peace I give unto you. Let your heart not be troubled, neither let it be afraid. John 14:27. Maybe God's help comes in the way of a loved one or a friend calling at that exact moment, recognizing how deeply we are hurting. Maybe you see a video that brings you hope. Maybe you have a FaceTime with someone that brings you hope. Maybe they say, "Do you need me to come?" Then say, "I'm on the way." That's a little tough right now. And then they try and squeeze all of the sad out of us. Or your friends in your small group Bible study are crying with you and laying hands on you while praying. That is the sweetest. That is the sweetness of the mighty hand of God. Listen to me very carefully here. He doesn't always send someone. Someone may not be able to come over, right? Can't be hugged right now. You can't have outsiders just visit you right now, right? He may not bring someone right now. He may blanket us with an overwhelming peace beyond our understanding. He may let us scream and cry for hours as we question everything and why he is letting all this happen again with no answer or resolve. I begged the Lord to take it away. Each time he said, "My grace is all you need. My power works best in your weakness." 2 Corinthians 12:9. My grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness. My power works best in weakness. Rest. It's okay if you feel weak right now. His power works best in weakness. What I've learned through these countless moments is that it may be more than I can handle, but not more than God can handle through me. That is why I take pleasure in my weakness and in insults, hardships, tragedies, persecution, and troubles that I suffer for Christ. For when I am weak, he is strong. 2 Corinthians 12:9 through 10. Be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on all of God's armor so that you will be able to stand firm against all strategies of the devil. For we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. Ephesians 6:10 through 12. The next time, I think we're in the next time. Okay, everybody? I think we're there. You or someone you know is facing a crisis. Hello, world. I see you. I see you. Do not reach for some cliche saying right now, okay? Those don't hold up under pressure. When tragedy strikes, go to your spiritual toolbox and reach for truth. Reach for reach for scripture. I wish you love and health. This is going to be an interesting pathways to our bliss.